Hello there, welcome to another video from the Chess Olympiad in Chennai. This game I noticed in the last round. I was walking around and one of the games on the boards close to my team Iceland finished, and yeah, pretty nice finish. And if you watch my channel, it's pattern recognition, and it was clear that White's pattern recognition in this game was better than Black's because he recognized a really nice pattern. And I will point to the video once we get to the tactic. You'll try to solve it. If you can't, go to the video, come back, and you will. So let's first have a look at the game. And this game was played between Austria and Montenegro. Nikola Mayrhuber against Kristina Basic in Black. So Mayrhuber from Austria is our hero in this game. She played at d4, d5. We had a Slav, knight f3, knight f6, knight c3, d takes c4, the main line, but White doesn't go for a4, which is the most popular move. She goes for g3, which is more of a modern approach, sort of mixing the Slav and the Catalan opening. The Catalan opening against the Queen's Gambit declined. You often go for this g3, bishop d2 stuff. So bishop d2, e6, and knight e5, intending to win the pawn back on c4. And note that Black can't, well, for a number of reasons, he can't protect the pawn, because I can first of all just take it because of the pin on the long diagonal. The knight will be able to just capture here, and well, if I can make some arrows, yeah, finally. And this is also hanging, so pawn can't be protected. White wants it back, knight takes c4, and Black just gets on with it, develops her pieces, and we see that Black is more or less fully developed. The main move here is the castle, and Black is solid. Knight b6 was played, knight e5, and knight b to d5. Now both sides castles, so both sides are developed. And Mayrhuber goes for rook e1 here. Now this intends e4, gaining the central pawn duel here. Without, well, if you play it immediately, we can flick a knight takes c3, and e4 will be hanging. So therefore rook e1 first, because then the pawn is protected after the trade on c3. So e4 is kind of a positional threat at the moment. Black took on c3 and played knight e4. Trying to stop that idea, because now we're attacking c3, so counterplay here. But this is actually a flawed idea, and White should have been able to win a piece here. She played bishop b2, which is solid. But g4 was the move to play here, because the bishop can't go back. Then we'll simply take it with our knight, and then capture this knight, winning a piece. There are, however, some complications, and maybe White got lost in them. After knight takes c3, we attack the knight. We can take this pawn, but bishop b2, and now Black has two pieces hanging. And actually it doesn't matter if you take one piece, queen takes e5, because I take the piece on c3, and then the piece on f5, and White is doing great. So maybe she got lost in some complications, maybe, bishop h4 here or something. When White is still up a piece, and then everything should be fine and dandy. But I kind of understand White has a fine position, and maybe she didn't want to complicate things, or maybe she just completely overlooked the idea. In any case, the game continues. f6, taking the knight, but also exposing this pawn and fatally weakening this diagonal, which is sort of the main culprit and the main theme in this game. Now the knight retreats, knight d3, good move, because you want to be able to play f3 and e4, get a strong center, and that's what happens. Queen c7, f3, knight g5, and e4. The Black goes for the trade of bishops. It's hard to, be too critical. Probably bishop d6 is the better move here, because this bishop isn't super influential at the moment, and then perhaps this bishop could have been used. This bishop here could have been used to shore up black's weak light squares. Queen b3 is played, and this sort of highlights the weakness on e6. Now we're threatening to dislots a knight eventually on g5, and then the pawn on e6 would be a chronic weakness here. So black took on g2 and protecting the pawn with queen d7. Probably something like c5, trying to get some counterplay was called for here. And then if we play h4, we can play c4, and black is actually back in the game. White could have played queen g4 there, and she's better. But now after queen d7, it's getting a bit critical for black. The pawn on e6 is a huge weakness. Black went for king h8 here. But now h4 keeping the knight. And the pawn on e6 is lost. What black did in the game is actually worse, and she played e5. And now, you should be able to recognize sort of the key details of the pattern. If not, do check out the pattern recognition video, which I called the Karpov choke, based on the famous game Karpov against Taimanov, where Taimanov, well, I call it the choke because it's sort of, there's smoldermate, so it's similar to smoldermate, but not quite. And I'm sure, well, do check out the video if you don't find the tactic, and after you do, you will be able to find the tactic. And Nikola Mayrhuber in the game, she played very confidently knight to g6 check. This has to be taken. And note the key role of the queen here on b3. Now we're taking g5. And the h file is wide open, and as you can see, black is sort of stuck with all these pawns here. There's no way to make loot for the king. A check on h file next will be fatal, and white will checkmate. So black resigned, and a nice 23 move in for Nikola Mayrhuber here in the last round, and she could enjoy the expo, I guess, get some free time at the end of the tournament. So a nice game, and I really liked it because it's one of the patterns that we looked at on this channel, and I do hope you like this review of this game and this pattern. See you soon. Bye bye.